What's going on, y'all? It's me coming back at you again with another vid. I thought I wanted to do this video because it's very, very interesting on this unique individual, this fighter right before you. His name is Zahir, the King Raheem from Philadelphia. Okay, for all the boxing heads out there who's very familiar with Zahir Raheem, he's actually the guy who beat Erik Morales in an upset when Erik Morales moved up from one third from super featherweight to lightweight after his first win against Manny Pacquiao in the first fight, I should say. Okay, now Morales was the heavy favorite to go in, and Pacquiao and Morales were scheduled to for a rematch due to the mild controversy of him beating Pacquiao in the first fight, because some people felt that Pacquiao actually won it. It is what it is. I mean, it was a very close contested fight, and Morales won it by unanimous decision. So they're going to agree to fight. I'm not sure what the weight limit was, but I think it was going to be at lightweight, I believe. Pacquiao was going to go up to lightweight and fight Morales. I believe that's what it was. I could be wrong. But he supposedly took a warm-up fight against Zahir Raheem, okay? Now, I remember watching this fight, and I can recall the commentating that night. Jim Lampley and Emmanuel Stewart, they were very flabbergasted and they were astonished, including Harold Letterman, who was the unofficial scorekeeper. They were very astonished by Raheem's speed and hand speed, agility, athleticism, and his footwork. The guy was just making Morales look like he was an amateur in there. He humiliated him, embarrassed him in every single round of that fight. I know that some of the judges scored it. One judge scored it. What was the score? I'm gonna bring up the scorecards here as I remembered. Um, One judge scored it. Shoot. 116, 112. Another scored it 115, 112. I think that one judge got it 118, 110. I think that was the right score because I can only give Morales one round in that fight, maybe two if I want to be generous. He clearly got dominated in that fight. And during that middle of that broadcast, Jim Lampley is like they were pretty much they predicted the outcome before before the fight concluded after the 12 rounds based off what they were seeing. The display of the class and the humiliation that Raheem was putting on Morales. Jim Lampley is quoted, "I'll tell you one thing: if Manny Pacquiao have to find another opponent, he better not fight Zahir Raheem. He better not fight Zahir Raheem." As soon as the judges announced the winner of the fight, Zahir Raheem was he was emotional. He collapsed. Obviously he didn't knock out Morales. You would expect that since you didn't knock out the guy who's the heavy favorite to win it, you're not going to get the decision. But the judges made the right call. They gave him the decision. And and Jim Lampley had said, you know what, Manny Pacquiao now is going to have to find another opponent. He won't be fighting Morales. And Emmanuel Stewart quoted by saying, well, yep, and it won't be Zahir Raheem. I'll tell you that right now. And Jim Lampley, it was in concurrent and said, yep, I advise Pacquiao to not fight Raheem. As soon as those comments were made by HBO's commentators, both Emmanuel Stewart and Harold Letterman, I believe that Zahir Raheem got frozen out of the lightweight division after that fight. And let me tell you why. It seems like HBO has a big problem with these fighters who are not expected to win fights against their cash cows and humiliate them in the way that they do on national television in front of a live audience. They'll find a way to undermine them. I'm not trying to make this a conspiracy, but just hear me out here for a second, okay? After the Morales fight, yes, he fights Acelino Fredes, okay, for the vacant WBO lightweight title. He lost that fight in a very close split decision, and some people felt that Raheem won the fight, okay? After that fight, he gets a succession of other fights. He get a title eliminator against Ali Fonica. He got knocked out in that fight, okay? He takes a couple more fights against a journeyman by the name of Roberto Valencia, Okay, he won that fight. He took a 3 year hiatus, 3 year retirement layoff. He comes back in 2013. Yeah, he fights at he was fighting at super lightweight whatnot. Yeah, so he was fighting French contenders like Santos Paco and Justin Juku whatnot. Knocked them both out. So he was on a comeback trail. He was, he was getting a ranking from the WBO after capturing their NABO regional title. But we haven't heard from Raheem ever since, and that was 3 years ago when that was his last fight. Okay, so somebody help me understand what the fuck is wrong with that picture. Okay, this is almost like it's shaping out to be almost like Guillermo Rigondeaux to a degree. Okay, yes, Rigondeaux is still a pound for pound fighter, and he is the linear champion in his weight class at super bantamweight. I get that, but it seems like again, whenever a fighter who fights on HBO beats a cash cow or the top guy in a way that they don't expect him to win, they'll find a way to freeze him out. And I felt that's what they did to Raheem, okay? I felt he deserved to get a shot at Pacquiao, but they made sure that Pacquiao didn't want to go, that Pacquiao not go near this guy. They made sure of that. Believe me, okay? And I would have picked Raheem to win that fight if they had made it. Okay? Yeah, some people could say, well, Raheem, what are you talking about? Raheem didn't even win a title. Why should Pacquiao fight him? Well, first of all, Raheem beat two world champions, okay? Yes, he beat, over the hill Cristobal Cruz. So what? Yes, but he was a champion, all right? But he beat Erik Morales. Some would say Erik Morales was over the hill when they went into that fight. But the point is that Morales was the heavy favorite to win that fight. And I can tell you one thing: after that fight with Raheem, yeah, he was able to still get the rematch with Pacquiao with big, lucrative dollars. But the problem is, it was now in Pacquiao's turns to make that fight, and Morales had to go back down to super featherweight, which was an ultimate mistake because he had trouble making the weight for the first fight, and that's the reason why he was getting knocked all over the place because he was completely weight drained. And after that Raheem fight for Morales, it was all she wrote from there. Morales was totally done. He was a shot fighter after the Raheem fight. He was on a string of losses. He was getting a couple wins here and there. Yeah, he eventually moved up to super lightweight. He captured a world title, and then he got knocked out by Danny Garcia for the linear in the Ring Magazine title that was also put up for grabs right there. So, yeah, I just thought I'd put that out because here's a man here who had the biggest highlight of his career by beating an all-time great fighter, Erik Morales. And to me, as I say, based off the number of fights that he had after that, he was frozen out, completely frozen out of the lightweight division. Yeah, you can say, well, he had a shot against Acelino Freitas. Yeah, but that's not the point. The point is that why wasn't he getting shots at Manny Pacquiao? Why wasn't getting shots at Juan Diaz or the Nate Campbells or the Julio Diaz's? You tell me, man. Again, this is not an HBO tirade video. I thought this was something that needed to be brought up because, people, will say that Guillermo Regonal is the reason why he sealed his fate. He's the reason why he made bad business decisions. Yeah, I get that. He did. He did. But let's not be, very naive here, okay? Because after he beat Donaire, let's not be naive. He wasn't supposed to beat Donaire. No need to Donaire, and he won the fight. And ever since he won that fight, what happened to Guillermo Ring now? He's pretty much getting blacklisted and being frozen out of the super bantamweight division, even though he got some fight coming up. But I see the parallels between him and Zahir Raheem. But anyways, let me know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm out.